twice. My autocorrect automatically changed it to Blubber. I am going to try one more time when I end the video to change her name to Burckhardt or whatever it is. I'll probably have to write it down because I had to try to commit to memory, which is the reason that it ended up just changing it to Blubber. It's a strange last name, apparently. But then again, my last name is Schwartz. It's pretty strange, too. Now, who is this lady and what is her issue? Well, here's the thing. The cops here are rotten. I didn't just tell on them. I also recorded their victims. Now, we got over a dozen homeless people who have been recorded on my channel talking about how the drugs are coming from the police. And then imagine my surprise when the news pops off about how Oregon State Police, who claim that it's not their job to police the police, it is their job to police the police. They're going out of their way to give special treatment to the Tillamook Police Department as well as Sheriff's Department, both of which have committed felonies towards me since I got here. And I spoke up on the Tillamook page. I've said some pretty mean things there. I am proud of myself for standing up to these villains. And this Andrea Burckhardt, well, you know, she's got her own judgments. She's already passed. She's already decided. Well, that's fine. She's decided upon other people's guilt based on their living situation. They must be guilty if they're homeless. They must be druggies if they're homeless. Anybody who sticks up for the homeless must be pro-methamphetamines and blah, 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 blah. This Andrea Burckhardt lady is about as bright as a box of rocks in the shade with the lid closed. This lady seems to think that bullying and trolling... Well, there's another restricted call, just so you know. I get hundreds of those. Yesterday, I got close to 100 of them. Just yesterday alone. Oh, there they go again. These people don't ring for long enough for me to answer, and if they do, as soon as I answer, they hang up. And then, instead of calling until I answer, they just call for a split second, just long enough that they get the attention that they want. Fighting for negative attention. I fought hard for positive attention. But everybody's fucking negative. Oh, we can't try following the law, Sean. That won't work. Well, it definitely won't work if you never try. See, the cops get away with committing felonies against the homeless because nobody cares about the homeless. You're too busy telling us what to do, what to think, and what to feel. Too busy assuming that we're retarded because we're homeless. No, we know more than you because we're homeless. Unlike those of you pampered princesses in houses. Most of us out here can at least wipe our own asses without having to ask a man to do it for us. The police are bullies, and these women who they cater to are also bullies. Why wouldn't they be bullies? They've got a bunch of crooked cops that'll cater. Take a look at how the cops treated me. I turned in child molesters and rapists and people who were beating on children. When it comes to illegal practices or illegal activities, these officers' illegal practices are not my choice. My illegal activities are. Do I choose to break the law? That depends on how you look at it. If it's a hot day, you've got a black car, your windows are rolled up, and you've left your baby in there for 2 hours. If I happen to walk by, am I vandalizing your vehicle by breaking the window, or am I saving a life? Someone's life has to be in danger for me to do anything like that. What are the chances of the cops doing a goddamn thing? None. See, just like this woman, there's the assumption of guilt, and she's just going to project that. And anybody who doesn't agree with her fucking bullshit, she's just going to berate like a 5-year-old. Well, goddamn, I can berate somebody like a 5-year-old too. Not only that, though, I got a YouTube channel. And I don't mind speaking up on my YouTube channel. See, unlike you guys who'll troll in groups, bully in groups, slander people, insinuate their guilt. Well, guess what? I'm not going to do that in sly corners of nowhere. I'll post it up loud and proud for the whole world to see. God bless America, right? Do I defend drug addicts? Depends on the addict and their behaviors. If you have nobody else to be responsible for, and you're doing drugs or alcohol in the privacy of your own place, and you're not hurting anybody, I don't give a shit. I really don't. But when you're going to get all drunk and molest children, we got an issue. When you want to get all drunk and walk out into the street and threaten to kill disabled people because you heard a fucking rumor, you got some major goddamn issues. And if you're going to support any police officer who's going to harm the victim in that scenario, if you're going to make fun of, bully, and berate the victim, you can kiss my rosy red ass. Actually, I ain't had a shower in a while. I would highly recommend wiping my ass for me before licking it. Also, I'm going to tell you, I do not consent to you wiping my ass or licking my butthole. I am not okay with either one. As far as kissing my ass, only if you really love me. The cops here are bad. The mental health system here is bad because they're not doing their jobs. They're profiting off of victimizing the most victimized people in America and preying on idiots like Andrea, who's mentally a 12-year-old. Sure, she looks like a grown-ass adult, but mentally she is a 12-year-old. And if she wants to act like a child, I can act like a child right back. If she wants to bully, I can bully right back. But between being a total douchebag to her and exposing the situation here, I choose to expose the situation here. Between hurting others and speaking up, I always choose to speak up. The people at Tillamook are horrible people. All of them. Every one of them. I'd say 99.999999999% of all the people in this country are complete and total trash. Selfish bigots. Liars and thieves. Neurotypicals. Even those of us predisposed to honesty are beaten, battered, beyond belief, and forced to act normal. Well, we're not normal. We're predisposed to honesty. while you neurotypicals lie about every goddamn thing. We don't care about your fucking bullshit, your small talk. There's no purpose in it. Why waste the oxygen? Meanwhile, this Andrea lady, well, she's got her opinions. But as we've all heard, opinions are like assholes, aren't they? Everyone's got one and most of them stink. Well, you know what? If Andrea is going to pretend that hers smells like roses, then mine smell like roses. But soft, what light up yonder window breaks? 'Tis the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more beautiful than she. Now, if you one of them dumbasses who wants to pretend that everything that I say is a threat, I'm going to tell you something. That's from Romeo and Juliet. That's right. If I quote from the Bible, because all these Christians wanted to do the give it to God, I'll pray, I'll pray, I'll pray. Oh, sure you will. You'll also be bigots in Jesus' name. And then when I quote for you from the Bible, you pretend I'm threatening to kill you. See, that's how predators play. Andrea is for surely a predator. On the bright side, I speak out about predators. If her kids were down at the Tillamook Sporting Goods parking lot, pointing guns at each other the other night, you're welcome for walking up to them and saying something. You're welcome for putting my body at risk to protect somebody from a situation that very well could have gotten me killed. You are welcome. You are welcome for doing my best to prevent many of these addicts from damaging or destroying various property through town. Ever since I got here. But what have I gotten for not being a piece of shit? Ostracized, bullied, assaulted, denied my rights as a human being. The people of Tillamook, Oregon are not good people. Some of them are nice people, but none of them are good people. A good person would want to do something about harm in their community. This is why Andrea is not a good person. The police and the mental health places are profiting off of at-risk adults. And this lady seems to think that bullying those at-risk adults is the right thing to do. Don't get me wrong, I blame the addicts for a lot of shit they do. So her having her opinion, that's fine. But also, me voicing my opinion is fine as well. These people want to resort to name-calling and bullying because they have no argument. Well, you know what? If you want to bully a victim and then call the victim a troll, well, that would make you a troll, Andrea. Now let's see if I can end this video and change your name from Blubber to something else. There's a woman named Natalie Bollinger. She's dead. She got a bullet in her head from a 9mm Glock 19, December 29th, 2017. At the hands of Joseph Michael Lopez. Good reading. Unfortunately, it's all bullshit. Hey, Andrea, would you be willing to come look at some evidence? I'm at the Tillamook Public Library right now, right this very moment. And I am willing to sit down with you in the library with my electronic evidence, with my paper evidence, and show you what it's really like. I'll show you me protecting your kids, even the little racist bastards. I'll show you how well behaved your little shitbricks really are. They're not. I like a lot of those racist little fuckheads. I really do. I see them as human beings. I see them as misguided youth. Same as these druggies. And same as these underage girls that keep coming out here to try to get some meth prick or meth dick off of some of these homeless men. By the way, they complain about that. They complain that your underage daughters are showing up fucked up looking for some dick. Same kind of negative attention that we tried to run girls off for trying to get in Boulder. At least here in Tillamook, it's a lot more under wraps because it's, well, a lot smaller town than Boulder. It's a lot bigger than Chapel, Nebraska, though. A lot bigger than Chapel, Nebraska. Now, we got a lot of predators and victims recorded on my channel. We got a lot of crimes that have been committed in Tillamook that are recorded on my channel. That includes by the meth addicts that you hate so much. I don't like them much either, just so you know. Or you're afraid they might steal from you. They do steal from me. It comes down to access. They have access to me easier than they have access to you. It's easier to steal my things than to steal your things. And when somebody decides to do that, those of you in houses, somebody's got to worry that you might have the Second Amendment locked and loaded on your nightstand. Or somebody like me, they know that the best I'm likely to have is a pocket knife. And by the way, I don't carry a pocket knife. I don't even carry that. I've got a cane here, and even that I have to be afraid that a police officer might beat me or shoot me over. You want to say that's bullshit? I'll send you some videos of some of my predators. Harming people, assaulting people for having a walking stick. Now this Andrea Brucken, whatever her name is, she looks to be in her 40s, maybe even in her 50s. Why is she still playing like a 14-year-old? Oh yeah, because that's what she was taught. Girls mature physically faster than men, not mentally. But we tell girls that they're more mature than men once they hit puberty. And then they think, oh, well, I'll just stay in this mentality for the rest of my life because I'm more mature than boys now. That doesn't stay true. It doesn't remain true. I remember about 2 years there where all of the girls were like giants, monsters, towering over all the boys because they grew physically first. I also remember 2 years later, most of us boys ended up towering over the girls. When they were taller than us, there was this superiority complex that all of us boys had to deal with. Had to deal with the fact that these girls were taller than us, mean, and of course, would talk circles around us while bullying us and would bully us in groups. Boys aren't allowed to do that. We're not allowed to defend ourselves when those girls are pulling mean shit either. Because it's never okay to hit a girl, is it? But it's sure okay for them to harm us. Socially acceptable. We're told we just need to get over it. How dare your son hit my daughter? Well, how dare your daughter bite my son? How dare your daughter and her boyfriend gang up on that boy? How dare they smack him in the head with a fucking bicycle? By the way, that was a real story, a real thing that happened. 5th grade. Catherine and her boyfriend. Fucking A. Did I ever actually hit her? No. I sure as shit hit her boyfriend, though. Sure, you guys talk a nice game about how we got to protect people and how we need to look out for the disabled, but you're going to look the other way, motherfucker. You're going to look the other way while disabled people are harmed, and then you're going to tell those disabled people that it's their fault. When people commit criminal acts against me and I got to go to the police, if I go alone, they're going to send me to mental health, who's going to tell me it's not their job and then profit off of me. Send me to therapy over and over and over again instead of doing their legally mandated jobs as mandated reporters. But we got bullies like Andrea who never grew up mentally past 14. Sure, she might have physically matured more, gotten more wrinkles and more gray hairs, but mentally, she is still a child. Where you see a badge, I see a bully. And regardless of your opinions, I've got the evidence to back mine up.